answers about extraterrestrials or maybe the true meaning of life, then you have come to the right place. Welcome to the Ivan Teller online broadcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more details, please visit ivanteller.com and learn more about your galactic families.
Greetings all. Yeah, one slight announcement. As for the Google on air thing, Google, whatever you call it. Anyway, not like I truly need it, but anyway, it's working now. Hopefully my video is still syncing up pretty well. That's alright, I guess. For Hangouts, now 25 people can now be added to the webinar. Like we really need that, but now we got it. Of course, now the side chat doesn't work because it's not there. So anyway, that's next. It's just one thing after the other, isn't it? So anyway, so trying new things, and of course Google was no help whatsoever. I had to figure it out. I emailed like twice, so we can't help you. It's on prior support. But anyway, all right. The reason for all of this is to I'm going to channel Nathaniel, is a Palladian Nordic. Go into more details about the shadow governments within. I'm not sure what's going to come through. Well, I don't think he's going to go into super detail, but he's going to give you a little bit more insight to what is going on. Oh, that was one other thing I wanted to go into as I was today, as I was pondering the televisions that I never really see because I don't watch television, but I saw them on where I was. There's TVs everywhere. One thing I wanted to put this out, I was going to go into do separate videos on this, but probably will in the future time. Obviously, there are positive and negative all entities. Negatives, Syrians are obviously positive there also, but Syrians are part of our media. They really don't like us. Really don't. Because we're just the way we interact here. It's a long story. But anyway, I feel the Syrians are behind, the reptilians are behind sports. Boy, is that a surprise. The manipulation of us, so like using sports against us in some regard, like sports injuries or whatever, you know, just to keep us in the loop, you know what I mean? There's more to it than that. The Lyrans, I believe it's part of the government. That's a combo. There is a combination through all the rest of it also. But I figure I'll put that out there. There's more to it than that, always. But the Syrians are definitely part of the mainstream media. And also, what this channeling about right now is going to be the shadow government on how that operates. Like, they don't, you know, it's another world underground. And they don't really think too highly of us, obviously. Obviously, it's us. You know, it's humans along with aliens, but it's humans really running the show, and they don't really care much for us outsiders. Obviously, it's a whole nother world, and they really see us as a joke, pretty much. I wonder where they got that idea from. You know, movies and everything, entertainment. It's fascinating. They do know this is all going to end eventually, so doing this video might be a step. A rock thrown at their way, say, hey, look at this. More to come. They have their own entertainment. They have their own products. I think they do smoke, but they have all brands. This is all underground stuff across the world, not just in Nevada, but there are rocky areas of the United States, obviously, the desert areas, underground, and all across the world. Of course, this isn't a huge amount, but it's pretty big. Now, how do you not see it? Well, I mean, why would they want to interact with us anyway? I mean, really. I mean, we're kind of we're easy to manipulate. So I'll let Nathaniel go into more details. This is the shadow government underground. Obviously, it's not super every detail known to man, but at least it give you a broad idea of what is happening. Now, this might not last very long, and it might last very long. It's hard to say, but it's definitely important. This is connected to the schizophrenia video I did a while ago, and how there's people listening to us, watching us all the time. Um, we're on screens. We're a joke basically, where they're monitoring us 24 hours a day somewhere, somehow. So, I mean, not necessarily every detail, but we're their entertainment. And this is the underground elites. Obviously, they're entertainment for the aliens too, but it's a different perspective. This is like our human race mocking the public version of the human race. This is the human race that you don't see. I don't think it's going to last forever, obviously, but it's lasted this long. But I know this is all crazy, but what is it? I mean, even for conspiracy theorists, they know that there's a shadow government somewhere. And Alex Jones and the rest of them have mentioned all of this type of stuff, not in full detail because nobody truly knows the whole detail of it, but obviously they are mocking us. And this is our own people. This isn't aliens. I mean, yeah, aliens are involved with it, yes. The Valerians, Syrians, oh yeah, the money system is what I wanted to add to that. That's Palladium. I know someone said Anunnaki, but I think it's more Palladium. And this is to control us. Nordics, different types of Palladium, but obviously not all. But there's a small branch that doesn't care much for us in there. You see how we're treating our world and each other, and it's like, how can they they test us. So like, what you want, A or B? And we pick B, and B is to be rich and to enslave the population, and have secret knowledge. So they don't really think much of us. You know what I mean? There's more to it than that, but we fall for their stuff. They're just seeing, how good are we? What kind of people are we? And we're not exactly the most loving. Humanity isn't exactly, we're not a bunch of teddy bears, unfortunately. Some of us are, but not all of us, obviously. We wouldn't be in this type of world, but we're being tested extremely. But more of the answers to our questions are going to be opening up over time, and this is what this is about. So, all right, I'm taking enough of your time, and so this is into the shadow government stuff. I'm not sure exactly what's going to come through. I have an idea, but no entire detail. And if 25 people show up, right on, it works. I'm not sending an invite, but if they show up on their own, that'd be really cool to see that. I'm not sure how that works still, but anyway. Okay, blessings all bad, horrible joke, but anyway. Blessings. Greetings, I am Yahshua, beginning your transmission. Sending blessings to all of you to open your eyes to the realness of your planet. The veil is slowly lifting. You will eventually see the world as it truly is. As so many skeptics, so much has been thrown at you, it is understandable why so much skepticism does exist. That's why you must believe in yourself, in your heart, in your soul, and just not worry about it. But the information that's coming through, will be coming through, is to heal humanity in little baby steps. We realize most of humanity will not believe any of this. That is fine. The truth will awaken those that need to be awakened. When you are ready, this information will sit well with you. If you are not ready, it will not sit well with you at all. Either way, you're all loved. It does not matter. There's a healing factor going on across your planet every day. Maturity at a higher level every day. It's time to bring God into your life, into the corners, the details of yourself, to build you up to a stronger human being, into the light you truly are. So much good is coming into this planet. And now you have the choice of embracing it if you like it or not. It is up to you to open up your heart to find the true meaning of existence, who you are on this planet, how far you want to go as for knowledge, how far can you handle as you go into this new horizon of experience and understanding. We're sending love to all of you. Bring love into God into your life. And let the answers, let the truth answer itself within you. Most are not ready for this. That is fine. But it must be said and spoken. It's time for your planet to awaken to the true nature of your Earth. What is truly going on in the human race? Instead of walking around with blinders on, now you're giving not just a glimpse, but a window into the truth of your Earth, of humanity, of how it interacts. The true humanity, not just small pieces of it. Blessings to you. Harmony and light into your souls. This is your time of growth. Your time to find yourself, and not just yourself, everything else around you. I am Yeshua. Blessings to you. There are others that like to speak, to bring harmony into your world. Yes, many will not be prepared for this information. And that's fine. You must follow your instincts. Blessings. Greetings, I am Nathaniel. What we are going to speak to you today, briefly, is how your elites work on your planet. There are different levels underground. There is you can call your VIP section. That is deep underground, where most are not allowed to be a part. This is where you find your reptilians, your greys, etc., etc., in parts of your Earth deep hidden from your shadow elites. There's different levels of elites. And yes, not all mock you. Many work among you. You are just not aware of it. Those within your secret elite programs, deep within the ground, they choose not to interact with you at all. They do watch you to a certain extent. Those that watch your interactions daily, those are called the workers. And they have been programmed into not looking at life any other differently. Meaning they're there to gather data about you, to monitor you, to watch you, to make sure that you don't go against them. This is why they're doing this. They live in fear. Your shadow elites are totally in fear. As your Earth wakes up, they're going to throw everything they can at you to keep you asleep. This is why they're doing this. They want to keep a hold on your world. So yes, they are monitoring all they can. Not everything. There are areas even where your positive ETs intervene with, even your God. All is God. But even those that bring in God to keep yourself away from this vision. There is so much there that is not recorded. But some do get recorded on a minute-by-minute basis, day-by-day basis. You could call these the minions. Those are in your funny. They made a movie called that, but these are the minions. There are different words for this. This is not your NSA. This is something far more advanced than your NSA. Your NSA is just a drop in the pond compared to what your government truly has, and will refuse and make sure you see none of it. They want the power. They want you to have nothing. What you see in your films of these fantastic computers and highly advancedness, understand they have that and so much more. They're giving you glimpses into it, but that is all. Small disclosure in some regard. Some of it's imagination, not all of it. Some of it's actually very real, very true. There are places underground, yes, that are, one moment. Your Amsterdam is one of these places. There are several. Switzerland is one of your more friendly areas of your shadow elites, at least underground. Obviously above ground also. Some like to live the life of luxury, not have a care in the world, but there is much darkness that looms there also, to keep those on the positive in check. You notice there's places across your world that are of the positive, but still there is a darkness here and there, because these are part of your more positive Illuminati elites. They have been given areas across your world where they can live in comfort as long as they do as they're told, as long as they do not cross the line. They are very careful on how they interact because they can be easily removed. They go by the rules. This is why you have your places of luxury here and there across your planet. Realize they will have no problem in making this world into a nightmare planet, as it already is, depending where you are. You can say everywhere is a nightmare in some regard because of financial depression. It all depends on what bloodline you are. Those that have money on your planet, not all are part of the bloodline, but many are, and many keep quite a lid on who they are. They will no way near make themselves public, ever. They are too wise for that. Besides, even if you did hear that they were, you would never believe who they really were. Some are actually in the public, but you would never know how far they go within the elites of the Illuminati itself. You would have no clue. They keep themselves buried, but yes, they do sometimes put themselves out in the public, but you would never believe it, never understand it, and just move on to your normal days. But yes, what they do have underground are facilities of brands you've never heard of for food, products, smoke products. There's much smoking going on underground that you are not aware of. Much depression also. These are what we call the minions, the ones that record you on a 24-hour basis. They are fed everything they want. They are given the life of luxury to a certain extent. They are fed wisely. They are taken care of. Oh, not necessarily, but in some regard, like your Google, how those employees are handled. In the same ways to some degree. Given much, but easy to be replaced. Understand your society is under a microscope at this time. It is a scientific discovery, you can say, where they are analyzing humanity constantly analyzing. Understand, they have graphs underground where it shows what is going on in the population. It's like your stock market, but these are emotions. This is what is not necessarily what is bought, but it's also who's going where, who's doing what. There's graphs for everything. They're always moving up and down. They keep track of every single thing on your planet. In some regard, they keep track of every hair on your body, if they could, and they certainly could, if they were willing to do so. They realize that this information, many will not suck it in and believe it. There are as many, obviously, shadow space programs, several of them. Nowhere, never will be done in public, ever. But they're not like what you call the rockets in the air, though. These are different types of technologies. You have seen them, heard of them, where they take off without a problem. Some even go easily into another dimension without even leaving the ground. Your Mars is a big project. Also, there's many underground facilities there. Also, that as well documented but not truly believed. And even in Mars, this is another area where they are analyzing humanity there. There was at one time a part of your moon, but that has been moved. But on your Mars, there are facilities where they watch humanity second by second. The last thing they want is an uprising. They want to make sure you are fully under control. But as you become uncontrolled, they realize in some degree they cannot do anything. So what they do is they control those that can be controlled and suppress them as much as they can. They feed them with fear. They do whatever they can. Obviously, they hit with financial oppression, but only if they can do that. They don't always have power to do that either. They realize there's a higher spirit involved where they can't even do anything. Those are within your society. Obviously, that are many that are easily manipulated into the system only because of contract. You are contracted to be a part of this. This will not last forever. Many change their contracts. Many continue them because they refuse to be a part of the open society of alien knowledge. But realize this is inevitable. As you go forward, more information will come through. As for alien contact in the physical is unlikely anytime soon, but you are heading that way. It is no time soon, but you are on, you call the highway of full disclosure, definitely, but nowhere near ready. But after all the history you've had, it is quite understandable. Take your time easily. Your Washington, D.C. is, yes, a public version of your government. Deep underground, there are places in your Washington, D.C. that are there to control your public version of it. There's much more shadowy projects going on, mostly alien, in your Washington, D.C. They must be in Washington, D.C. because just in case something happens up above, then they must be part of that. So they must be close by. There is much of it in your desert areas also, but your Washington D.C. in this country is a hot spot. Obviously, Moscow is one, Dubai is one, Berlin is one. Parts in Canada, I cannot go into those. Where you have your government facilities deep underground, in some regard, in some area, is where the true elite truly preside. Now, how do they keep this secret? It is not too hard because most of you are going to work. They have their ways of staying hidden. It is not hard to do that. It is not difficult. And especially most do stay underground for quite some time also. There are vacation spots where I would call it a vacation spot, but they are underground for quite some time. And they come up eventually, but not in the spots where you think they'd come out of the ground. Nowhere near populated areas. So good luck on finding them. Your Washington, D.C. is always being monitored constantly. It is being mentioned of how your government meetings with the extraterrestrials, yes. And yes, many are in holographic form, but not all. There are places where no meetings are, where extraterrestrials are there in full blood, as you can say, in full body and soul. There are places, the positive and negative do meet here and there. But when it is becoming a meeting of the world governments, that is a different story. But still there are some that are there. Aliens, but they keep themselves hidden, usually. Sometimes they do not. But yes, those are within your governments. Keep themselves hidden, but also do not look at humanity as anything to worry about. You have your music, you have your video games. You can make money with video games. You can keep yourself busy. And that's what they like. Within the systems they built. As soon as you wake up and move away from those systems, then they have a problem. Of course, they do keep track of those that do awake, but they realize most of them stay mute. It's the ones that do not stay mute is where they have a problem. But they didn't realize that they cannot intervene because there's much protections around those that do say something, those that do speak. And obviously, where you cross the line, speaking is one thing. Action's another when you intervene with them. When you, I believe you understand there are examples on your planet. What some do cross the line with the shadow governments. That does happen. But those many that do cross the line are well protected. This one's well protected. There are several others that are well protected. But they have a chance. They will try, but they realize if they try, they will get much attention. Of course, yes, it's a puppet show here, but not necessarily. Over time, the details of these underground facilities will be awakened little by little, but most likely most will not believe it. There will be whistleblowers, but not the kind that you are used to. They will leak information, but they will not leak their names with it. They will slowly put this information out in their own way, in their own time, when they feel right. Yes, Nevada is a hotbed. The United States is a very important place within the shadow governments because it was designed for this. The aliens knew as it was being developed. They were well aware of the potentials of building as the capital of the planet in some regard, president of the planet in some regard. Those of your public politicians, some are well aware of what's going on, but realize their minds are fitted with Alzheimer's, with prostitutes, whatever they can to keep their minds muzzled from saying something. It depends on how much light they have on them. Some that know much have are in the public domain, but you don't hear much from them. They say a few little bits. They do their work, but they know a grand deal of what is happening. All this will come out eventually. It takes time. Your Earth is in infancy as for disclosure, but it is a grand infancy because it is moving quick. As our ways, yes, it is moving fast, but yes, slow. For us, it's moving fast to a certain degree. This is very exciting for us to see. As many do wake up slowly, they will realize there's more going on. The unbelievable is more like the believable, and what you are living today with your music, your movies, all these devices put into place to keep you busy, well, eventually you'll be able to see right through them all and realize the masters of your world are just keeping you busy with job. Obviously, you know why jobs are there, is to keep you from seeing more what's going on. Your medical field is designed obviously to make you sick. Many bought projects, many of those designs have been placed into your society to keep your mind from operating correctly. Obviously, at a young age has been placed, and children can be very angry as a child because of what they are taking as a child. They are not aware, their parents are not aware. Where depression is wild, it is much being chemical warfare, as you know, is at a highest degree ever. To tear you down spiritually, to rip off whatever spiritual energy you have. They're there to remove it completely. This is another reason why you're being watched all the time, is for medical reasons. Because they can see the effects of some of their work and improve upon it as they feel right. So you are all test subjects. With entertainment, it is not just medical. It is entertainment that's used. Education is used. Everything is used, and you are the products of their experiment. And once you realize all of this, you delve deeper and deeper spiritually. You understand it. Spiritually, you open up and listen to your guides more. Listen to nature more. Bring in all these elements into your life. Then you see more. Then the unbelievable is not believable because you feel it. It is within your soul. Right now you're using a 3D perspective, a mind thinking. Yes, that is all wonderful. A 3D way of looking at the world. But as you become more spiritual, you are more of a 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th density being, where you will have dreams in those facilities yourself, seeing exactly what is going on, having a dream, feeling this world that is told to you as a fantasy, when in truth it is very real. In the world that you are living, you are a project. The more you look into this, the more you will see it. Your politicians are designed and taught very well to keep you under the spell. Your media is taught very well to keep you hypnotized. Music is done the same way. And if you do not have any of those, you still have your peers that have so much doubt. They have no idea to keep a lid on your awakening process. Many of you in the psychic community who see chakras, who see auras, who see the spirit world, spirits roaming around your earth, realize how you are seen as evil, misunderstood. Oh, that will just be a phase. Realize as when you can finally be true to what you are seeing in the public view, realize many do not accept this. When they start accepting it, then more will come. Realize your society does not allow this into their society. You realize this. You don't have on your television someone speaking about auras and spirit guides now, do you? It is on an infomercial channel instead. It is downgraded. It is seen as evil or whatever, or just entertainment. This will change as your society wakes up more. It says, oh, I see angels, I see spirits. I am not strange, I am normal. This is how it is. The more you accept that, the more your society accepts that, the more it will wake up. Realize that it's not doing any of these things, is it? Ah, small communities, yes. That's not how you wake up a planet. Yes, it does help. That is a start. Oh, yes. But why should that be not the norm? The norm is your spirit essence. There's so much. It's like your souls are waking up. You will see everything. You will know everything. Realize your society is built and parents are taught to keep your children in place. Oh, that is just fantasy. Your invisible person you're speaking to, that is just made up. No, that is not just imagination. That is all true. Many more parents will be able to accept the real over time. As you accept more of your system, yourselves, your spirit body, the auras, your chakra systems, your past lives, as more as this goes into your society, the more your society wakes up. The more it's not afraid anymore. The more your aliens become the norm. You realize this. There's so much fear. Aliens don't exist. You're just on a world all by yourself. The animals came from nowhere. The souls of your children came from nowhere. They have no past lives. They just had phobias of spiders and of heights. Where did all that come from? Oh, that's just how it is. There's so much more to it. You are layers and layers and layers of so many lifetimes. And you come to this world forgetting everything. And now you're here to rediscover it all. That is so fascinating. How your elites work, they want none of this information out as far as it goes. As it's all protected. Most will not believe any of this. As you continue, this is an introduction to this information. There is more. Obviously, we have not gone into very much details. We have just skimmed the surface at this time. But this is the intro to a vast amount of information. Over time, when your society is ready. At this time, it is well asleep, but not forever. We do see it. It's still a fascinating watch from our side. But we do see a continuation of spiritual understanding and growth, where you get to know each other spiritually through telepathy, instead of living in fear and everyone's in their own little cubicle in your society. More is coming. But as for alien intervention, the ships will not land anytime soon. They will land once you are ready for them to land. When you are ready to acknowledge yourself. We're waiting for you to know you first. When you know you, then you can know everyone else. Blessings to you. You send so much love to your society as it goes into a spiritual awakening process. More is coming, boys. We love you all. This is Nathaniel, the Nordic Pleiadian. Blessings all.